Okay, so we're diving into something a lot of people struggle with, staying motivated when things get tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, let's be real, happens to all of us.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Whether it's work, personal stuff, just unexpected challenges.
Mm-hmm.
We're going through some really insightful material on this.
Really practical stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And our goal is to pull out the most useful, actionable ideas to help people not just get through those times, but actually, stay motivated.
Not just survive, but thrive.
Exactly,
Yeah,
thrive.
yeah.
So one of the things that really stood out to me right off the bat was this idea of focusing on the positive.
Oh, interesting.
And I know, that sounds almost too simple, right?
Yeah, it's easy to dismiss.
But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, when you're in those tough times, it's so easy to just get sucked into everything that's going wrong.
You get tunnel vision, almost.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it kind of resonated with me, this idea of making a conscious effort to notice the good stuff, even the small things.
Well, and it actually makes sense when you consider how our brains work.
Oh, how so?
We have something called the negativity bias,
Okay.
which basically means our brains naturally gravitate towards threats and negative experiences.
Interesting.
So it's like we're wired to focus on what's wrong.
Ah, that makes sense, from an evolutionary standpoint, probably.
Exactly.
So how do we combat that then?
Well, that's where this focusing on the positive comes in. You're actively working against that negativity bias by consciously looking for and acknowledging the good things,
I see.
like even keeping a gratitude journal.
Oh yeah, write down a few things you're grateful for each day.
Exactly. You're literally training your brain to see more of the good.
So simple, but it could be really powerful, I think.
Absolutely. Small steps, big impact.
Which, actually, speaking of small steps, that's another big theme that came up.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Breaking down those overwhelming problems.
Right, because when you're facing a huge challenge, it's so easy to just feel completely paralyzed.
You don't even know where to begin.
Exactly. But by breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps,
You make it seem less daunting.
yes. And each small win gives you a little boost of momentum.
That feeling of, okay, I did that.
Exactly. A sense of accomplishment, which then fuels you to keep going.
Right. Instead of getting bogged down by the enormity of the whole thing.
I think that's key.
It is. Now, something else that came up a lot was the importance of, connecting with others, having that support system.
Oh, definitely.
Surrounding yourself with positive people.
Yeah, especially during tough times, your social network, your friends, family, they can be such a source of strength.
Like just having someone to talk to vent to.
Or just to listen.
Yeah. And the material also talks about the flip side of that, being mindful of negativity, like limiting your exposure to people who bring you down.
That's huge. Negative energy can be so draining, especially when you're already struggling.
Right. It's almost like you have to protect your own energy.
Exactly. Choose your company wisely.
Yeah. Thinks you think. And on that note of taking care of yourself, the material also talks a lot about self-care.
Oh, yeah. Crucial.
Things like eating healthy, getting enough sleep.
The basics, but so easy to let slip.
I know, especially when you're stressed, you're like, oh, I don't have time for that.
But it's not a luxury,
Right? It's essential.
You can't expect to function at your best, mentally or physically, if you're running on empty.
Good point.
Even short bursts of exercise
like a quick walk.
can do wonders for your mood and your energy levels.
I totally agree. Now, one thing that really struck me as interesting was this idea of, almost like reframing difficult times as opportunities for growth.
Ooh, I like that.
It's like instead of just trying to get through it, you're actually using that time to learn, to develop new skills, to build yourself up.
Yeah, that's a powerful shift in perspective.
It is. What kind of things do you do when you're looking to grow or learn something new?
I love reading, diving into a new subject, maybe listening to podcasts or taking an online course.
Me too. I'm a big reader. And finally, the last thing I wanted to touch on was this idea of the power of our own self-belief.
Well, that inner voice.
Yeah, that voice that can either lift us up or completely tear us down.
It can make or break you, right?
Totally. And the material really emphasizes the importance of positive self-talk, like repeating affirmations.
Even something as simple as, I can handle this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about creating that internal environment of encouragement.
Yes, cultivating that belief in yourself.
So to wrap up this deep dive, I think the biggest takeaway is that while hard times are inevitable,
Part of life.
They are, but they're also temporary.
And we have the power to choose how we respond to them.
Exactly. And we have all these tools and strategies like focusing on the positive, breaking things down, connecting with others, taking care of ourselves, embracing growth, believing in ourselves.
It's about being proactive, not just reactive.
Totally. It's about building that resilience so we can not just survive, but thrive.
And, thinking about all these strategies, it makes me wonder, what's one or two that you can start incorporating into your life today?
Ooh, good question. Even just one small change.
Can make a world of difference.
Absolutely. So, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a good one.
Until next time.
See ya.